Hotline. Welcome to the Harold Washington Post 1987 Hotline Show. Over to that fantastic commander, Bam.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Harold Washington American Legion Hotline. And our guest is on the way, Miss Elizabeth Lockhart from the Lockhart Research Institute, 4114 South West Chicago Avenue. But in the meantime, they're having a stand down tomorrow at the Armory at the Northwest Armory at 1551 North Kedzie Avenue. That's the corner of Kedzie and North Avenue, and it's from 8 o'clock until maybe about 4. And for the veterans, that's you don't have to live on the north side to go there. But I'm just letting any veterans know. But you have to have your some type of ID stating that you're a veteran. And it's for the winter stand down. This will be probably the last winter stand down of the year. But right now you have a chance to go there. If you need some clothes and stuff for the winter, this is your opportunity of getting it. You only find this out on the Harold Washington American Legion Post 1987 hotline. And also we'd like to discuss about help with your gas or electrical bills and where to call. The number that's in front of you on the screen. You can call them and set up an appointment. And they will help. This is the month for your gas bills and stuff, gas and electric bill. Because winter coming up, you know you're gonna need heat, and then too, you know you're gonna need electricity because see sometimes heat is not enough. You have to use electricity. So you have to contact these people at 773-576-1011, and the address is 325 South California Avenue. And it's containing not just the veterans, but everybody else. If you have any problems, these are people to see. Okay, and also, what to do when a veteran passes away. This is some things that you need to know.
Take notes.
One thing, the first thing, make sure you get a copy of the death certificate. His or her death certificate. Bring it up to the VA. The authorized representative of the state will sit down and talk to you, and also you need a copy of the person DD-214, because see a lot of veterans and their spouses and family members get misabobulated because see the idea that they can't when the person passes, they don't know what to do and everything. So here's the instructions. I'm telling you right now, this paper in front of you, DD-214, have that with you. And a copy of the death certificate is very important. And now, with further ado, what would you like to say?
Yeah, in keeping with that situation, to our veterans out there, once you get copies of your DD-214, have a sit down with your family or your loved one and let them know where your DD-214 is located. Because once you pass and your relatives or your loved ones don't have that DD-214, then they're going to have to go to the funeral home and hoping that the funeral home director have access to getting a copy of that DD-14. Because if you want to be buried at Abraham Lincoln Memorial Cemetery, you got to have the proper paperwork. So it's best that you do your homework now, have a certain place in your home where you keep all these important documents. Some people can put the documents on their door. Put a pouch on your door and let your children or your loved ones know this is where my DD-214 is. all this information is so pertinent, Commander.
Yes, it is. And your DD 214 also, if you need your separation discharge papers, you could get it from there. Also, your medical records. If you want to send out for your medical records, there's a lot of things you could do with this form. If you have special medals that you lost your medal somewhere during moving or whatever it may be, you know, and they misplaced or something like that, but then you can also send out for them as well. But these are the things that you need to know for the family of a veteran. People be wanting to know, you know, what can I do if Tom or Mary should pass away? These are the things that you should be able to do. We're giving you the information that you need. So all you have to do, take down a pencil and paper and pay attention to what we be saying.
You know, Commander, the last time we was on the air, we gave out a lot of good information about taxes.
Yes, we did.
Because every veteran, most veterans, or a percentage of veterans, don't have anything wrong with them. Therefore, they have to follow the procedures of getting tax breaks like the regular civilian.
Right.
So you have to understand that there's a process that you got to go through. Now, until we can move away from having taxes on your property, that's the process we got to go through. But hoping, pretty soon, we'll be able to move away from property taxes altogether. Because there are a bunch of new ways to raise revenue. And we're going to be talking about that because what's happening right now, and you need to know this, veterans, there are 7,000 units of government, Commander.
Oh, yes, there are.
And that affects your pocket.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
And that's why it's empty right now.
We just want to keep you folks abreast of what's going on in our state and our city. Because in Chicago, we have over 800 different tax codes that affects your wallet. And unless you get involved and understand where your money is going, then, Commander, you won't have no money in your pocket.
That's right.
And we want you to have some money in your pocket.
Help me somebody.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, I would like to know how can I update my DD-214 from a dishonorable to honorable discharge.
That's easy. You could have him or her contact the John Marshall Law School. And they have people waiting on the side. They like lawyers, waiting for you to call or come in for interview, and they will sit down and tell you what all you need. But you also, when you go down there for your upgrade, take your DD-214 with you, because at the bottom of your DD-214 is some letters. It's not letters, but it's some numbers at the bottom. It's some numbers at the bottom that you don't understand. It's a code. And they would know exactly what you was discharged for, what you was charged with. And it could be a felonious assault. It could be anything. It could be some things that you did not do.
Yes, it is.
Because see, a lot of men and women, especially in the Vietnam era, especially from the Army, Marines, or Air Force, that's ground troops, got into it with their sergeants or whatever it may be, platoon leaders and stuff like that, and they write them up, or Article 15 or whatever it may be, and then you thinking this is going on about what you have actually did, but see, it could be other things that have been added on that you don't know.
Right.
So now this is what they finding out. They found this out about 3 or 4 years ago. That's why John Marshall Law School is stepping up with its progress was helping these veterans to find out what exactly they was charged with and what they could do about it.
And you know, some of these veterans have been given erroneous Article 15. And I know when I got ready to get out the military, I got about 3 or 4 of them erroneous Article 15s. And that's sad. Go ahead, caller. Thank you.
John. This is John. I just wanted to let you know.
You're breaking up.
Oh, I just called to let you know. Appreciate the show and the good information that you give it a vet, and you have all my support.
Caller,
Thank you.
did you understand that?
Yeah, he said we got all his support.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and you know, these taxes are choking our veterans as well as our civilians.
Yes, and there's really no difference between civilians and veterans. If one thing, if you're not a senior citizen, come in, caller. Caller.
Go ahead.
Okay, if you're a veteran and don't get any disability, or you're a civilian, well, you know, like the only tax break you'll get is once you get past 65 or 66.
Mm-hmm.
But all under that, there's no tax break.
Right. And go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I'm here, and just want to know what you're gonna do for the community.
In what way, sir?
Well, as far as economic empowerment and jobs, so we can stop all these senseless killings, and because those guys are out there doing that because they don't have nothing else to do.
Well, sir, I understand your sentiments, and one of the things that we can do is get ourselves organized and get ourselves to and make sure that we understand the tax structure of the state, that the structure itself is outdated, antiquated, and it put a lot of burden on our business community and as well as our homeowners. We have to overthrow this tax system that we have in this state so that we can make economic investments more feasible than what they are. And I'll be quite frank with you, I'm kind of glad that Amazon did not come here for the simple reason Amazon is a billion-dollar corporation and they want us to give them tax breaks that they do not need.
I understand that, and but it would have provided jobs. But
At what cost, though?
yeah,
And that's what we have to understand. At what cost?
it would have costed us quite a bit.
And not only that, caller, understand what's happening with this whole issue of TIF money being utilized and giving all these tax breaks to these folks. They can get up and leave anytime they want to.
And not only that, caller.
Okay.
Not only that, caller, listen to this. You know, it's not because they come here and offering all of these jobs and stuff. That's good. But see, that's bad in the situation when you're talking about our neighborhood. Because see, for one thing, our people would not be the ones getting the jobs because see, the idea, they're looking for high tech. And when it comes down to our neighborhood, they're gonna look at us because see, the idea, we can't blame nobody for ourselves because a lack of education. You need education to get these qualified jobs.
Please, let me say something. My thing is, you know what? Black boys need to want to go to school and not be hanging on the corner and shooting everybody up.
You're so right, caller.
Hanging in front of the liquor store and trying to panhandle and getting stuff like that and getting money like that. You know, and then if you can give it to them, then you come out the store, go get in your car, and they want to carjack you, take anything you got, which them people work for. But my thing is, because I see it all on the north side, and it's cranes everywhere, it's buildings going up. Only thing they going to build on the south side is some damn jail.
Well, caller, that's why it's so important that people like you call in and express your opinion and give your analysis, because there are other people who listen to the show who feel like you. And you guys need to get together to bring about the changes that we need in our community.
Because if it wasn't people for people like yourself and others similar to you, this is what we need. This is what our community needs. They talking about give back and taking your neighborhood back. This is how we do it. As I was coming up, they said take a village to raise a child. We'll take a community to watch out for that child as
Absolutely.
well.
Thank you, caller.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys giving me a few minutes to at least voice my opinion. But
Well, your opinion is well appreciated, sir.
all right, I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Happy holiday and take care.
Likewise. And so, Commander, that caller represent a lot of folks who don't call in.
Yes, because how can you, just like he did, he wanted to get that up frustration out.
Yes.
That's the only way you could do it, instead of sitting back and letting somebody rent a space in your head and you don't say nothing. Nothing would never be done.
And he hit on a point, and I tell you something. In our community, we need to understand that when you stand out in front of these stores and begging people for money, you frighten our women. You frighten our daughters, our children. And you also interfere with commerce by doing that.
Yes.
People do not want to be harassed by anyone. When you're going out to spend your money and buy stuff in these stores that bring revenues back to the municipality here in Chicago or even in the suburbs, understand, and I saw it yesterday, Commander. I was at a store and this grown woman was stealing stuff. Okay? And what we have to understand about business have to add at least 5% to the price of their merchandise for insurance. So they know you're going to come in there and steal. And that's why these prices are high in our area. And we don't want them prices high. Therefore, keep your hands to yourself.
And not only that, it's a shame still in period, because don't nobody, I, for one thing, wouldn't want nobody to steal from me, because see, I worked hard for what I had
Absolutely.
done, just like a lot of other people. But it's a shame when you could go into a dollar store
Yes.
and see not just the youth, not just the elderly, but anybody stealing.
Yes.
This dollar store in my neighborhood, up on 93rd and Ashland. Well, then it's bad to see elderly woman come up in there. Thought, maybe by her putting things in her bag, she gonna take them up to the counter and take them out, to be counted. She waited till it got crowded and eased out the door. Everybody just looked at her, and then the clerk just said, hey, I'm just throw my hands up because maybe she needed, but then too, if I have her arrested, maybe she got to feed somebody else, It's a lot of things that's going on, but it's a lot of things that don't really need to be happening.
And that's so true. And I heard a clerk say at one of the stores, we know you. You've been coming in here. You don't have to steal nothing. Come talk to us. If you need something, we can probably accommodate you.
Yes.
Because if we keep stealing from these merchants,
They won't be in our neighborhoods
they
anymore.
won't be in our neighborhood, Commander.
And that's the same.
You hit the nail on the
That's the same
head.
thing as the caller was talking about.
Yes.
About people standing out in front of these stores and everything. You taking away from my neighborhood.
Yes.
Because if they up and moving and everything, now that means you got to go further out
2 or 3 miles.
to another
Maybe
store.
15 miles.
And then with the young people, they can't do that because see, they so busy game banging and stuff like that, they can't even cross the streets.
Yeah.
So they don't realize just how much damage they're doing to the neighborhood.
And you talk about our young people having a skill. See, you don't have to go to college, but you can go get a skill, a trade.
Yes.
Having a trade makes you educated too.
Oh yeah, because that's what they're looking for. You know, now I don't have a degree in sociology or anything like that, but see then too, I may be qualified to do something
A
as
bricklayer,
equal, you know,
a carpenter.
and as you say, a tradesman,
Yeah.
a tradesman certificate. They say I am eligible to do this. I'm capable of doing this. You know, and as I was coming up, there was a lot of things that they call on-the-job training.
Mm-hmm.
That's still a trade.
Did you hear the latest one? The doctor had a plumbing problem. And so the doctor called the plumber in. And when the plumber gave the doctor the bill, the doctor said, hell, I ought to be doing what you're doing. Okay? So that just goes to show you, even though some doctors make about 90 to 100,000 or 200,000, well, you got some plumbers making $100,000.
Yes,
Or
all
more.
depends on how good you are with
Yes.
your skills.
Yes.
You know, and speaking of this, just like per se, mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
You got street mechanics, and then you got those qualified, gifted mechanics that specialize in things. You know, you can specialize in whatever you're doing, but make sure that you be the best of whatever you could be.
Yes.
Don't just do this because I'm capable of doing this. Knowing I could do this, I could do better. See, this is what it takes, and not just in our neighborhood, but with all of us. That's why, you know, with this show, we try to be the best, because we try to give you the best. And that's why we're here every week, to do that. To let you know about the situation with the veterans, about the situation what the veterans not doing or can do. And by the way, thanks to the voting outcome, the dinner bill, we're a few pen strokes away.
All right. And see, folks, you have to understand that if you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain. But if you do vote, you have a right to participate in this system and make things happen. And once again, we take our hats off to the millennials and the young people. They
Made
got
the
out
difference.
and made the difference, and they showed out.
They showed out.
And we hope next year in the automatic and mayoral election, you do the same thing. Because a democracy is only as good as you participate in it. Now, another issue facing our community and our state is that we have too many school districts in our state. And we have districts where you got one or two schools. And by law, each school have to have a superintendent making $100,000 to $300,000. And that policy affects all of us.
Yes, it
Okay?
does.
It affects your bottom line.
And not only that, when their term is over, look at all that money that they be getting. And sometimes it's payoff salary.
Yes.
If you're not doing your job and they got to relinquish you in your position, you still get $300,000 or more.
Yes.
For a job it's not, you haven't done.
You know, Commander, when you're having fun, times fly.
Always.
But brothers and sisters out there, we want you to know this is your show. This is where you can call in and express your opinion. I want to shout out to Dolores and Dorothy. We want to shout out to Jack, our main man, our main technician, and his lovely wife. Keep up the good work, Jack.
To the First Lady, and to remind
Yes.
everybody, we won't be on air next Thursday. It's Thanksgiving. We
Happy
want to wish
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy holiday. Feed the elderly,
Go
feed
see
the
the
vets,
elderly, too.
and take care of everybody.
Until next time.